Beck Mack here, and I'm at UQ talking to Gary Schenk. How are you, Gary?
I'm fine, yourself?
Great, thanks. Now, can you tell us a little bit about the work you do here?
Well, I'm a professor in biochemistry in the School of Chemistry and Molecular Biosciences. My main field of research is biocatalysts. In other words, I'm looking into sort of reagents that sort of can make particular reactions go much faster. And the particular focus I'm interested in is reactions that are important to the industry. In other words, for instance, using feedstocks like sugar or similar, or waste streams as well, that make valuable products such as bioenergy, plastics, etc.
And in your work, you've worked quite a bit with Dr. Patrick Sylvie. What value has he brought to the project or projects that you've worked with him on?
Oh, it's fantastic to work with Pat because he has, as a scientist, he knows exactly what I'm doing. That's very useful. But he also sort of knows sort of the stakeholder landscape, be it from the government sector and also the industry sector. And as such, he can sort of, or has opened for me avenues to sort of collaborate way outside my immediate area of expertise, and also engage much more so with both the government sector in Queensland and relevant industries across the state and even internationally as well.
And so why would you recommend working with Patrick?
Well, I mean, in terms of stakeholder engagement, there's the word engagement in there, and that means you need to have somebody who can actually engage. And Pat, apart from his intensive knowledge in the science space, he is a great sort of communicator. So it's fantastic to engage with him because he can translate sort of what he hears in a science lab like mine to sort of partners outside who may not necessarily know exactly what I do in detail, but they can sort of understand the applications once Pat actually translates it.
Now, you're all working together on a really exciting, interesting project which could impact the future in many ways. Can you give us a little insight into what that is?
Sure. I mean, a particular area of interest is for us the so-called critical elements. Critical elements are sort of minerals that are very important, in particular in the electronics sort of sector, microchips and similar things. But they've also become a little bit of a political, should I say, conundrum because the monopoly, global monopoly for their extraction is in China. And so, I mean, we are now at a situation where we have to balance out a little bit where we get these elements from. Australia has huge reserves, but we have our reserves in an environment that makes them hard to extract. So what we sort of have been doing is that we are developing methods to extract such minerals in a sustainable way, environmentally friendly, so that we can actually build a much stronger critical element sort of sector, in particular in an area called rare earth. These are sort of lanthanides for those who are interested in this term. But these are elements that you need when you make microchips, iPhones and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. And I guess for a project like that, which is taking science to industry, to innovation, to market, Patrick's the perfect man for the job.
Absolutely. One could highly recommend him, as I said before already, because he has a profound knowledge of the science that underpins such processes we try to optimize here. And of course, he has also the ability to really translate sort of hardcore basic science into sort of an applied sector. So without him, we would find it much harder to engage, for instance, the mining industry and other industry partners who may be interested in the kind of technology we are developing here.
Yeah. Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for your time, Gary. Thank you.
Great, thank you.